Hey, what's going on, everybody? This video is actually in response to a question we had regarding a different video where we had featured, we had mentioned the Otterbox case for the iPad 1. And they were actually wondering if we could go ahead and try the Otterbox on the new iPad, the iPad 2, which is a unique thing. I didn't really think about it. And I love the Otterbox case because it's really rugged. I mean, it's really second to none as far as having something that you can feel comfortable with if you're going to do any kind of moving, or I mean, I wouldn't necessarily go camping with something like this, but just the fact that if you drop it, it's probably going to protect it, whereas any other rubber
and having it like this
case, I mean, definitely. We love the magic covers, but it's really just that. It's a cover, not a case. So here I have the Otterbox case on the iPad 2, and I was really impressed. It's obviously thinner, the iPad 2, so it's not taking up the full volume. And you know, some might say, well, why even bother if you got the iPad 2? One of the big reasons to get it is because it's thinner and lighter, and now you're making it thick again. But I was actually impressed because the way it's hugging into the case is it's actually keeping it flush right there. It's loose on the back rather than the front. So this might be a good indication of the difference in thickness also between the iPad 1 and 2. And if you see, if I squeeze it, it kind of bends down in the back there. So I was like, wow, this is really neat. You may not even need to get a new Otterbox case. It actually works pretty well, stays flush like I had mentioned. And well, here's the issue that did come up. When I went to turn it back off using the lock button, I press it on the back and it doesn't line up, so I can't turn it off using this case. Maybe there's some way it can be rigged or adjusted, but as you know, the lock button is actually moved further back. So if you can kind of see there a little bit. So that way, when the little rubber nub for the lock button on the case, it can't reach it. Whereas on the first iPad, it was right there on the top and it would just come down and push on it. So maybe if there's a way we could rig up some kind of spacer, then there's a method that you could use this for your iPad 2, and that would really be the only issue, besides the fact that it's really not a big deal, but you can kind of feel it depress as you press on the back. But the front, I was impressed with how well that fits together. And if you haven't seen it before, I'll just kind of do a quick video of how the Otterbox comes off. And from here, slide off the top, slide off the bottom. Here's actually another good comparison of the iPad 1 versus iPad 2 thickness, whereas the first one took up that extra volume right in there. So there you go.
Yes, definitely. The Otterbox case is a great protective case for your iPad. So we just wanted to answer that comment and do a video showing how it fits in the iPad 2.
Thanks, guys. Come back later.
Thanks.